got introduced to a gentleman by the name of Bobby Stu, and he started teaching me how to box because I thought I was a tough guy. I didn't know anything about being a tough guy. The day I was born, it was always hard times, welfare, not much food, no money, crime-infested neighborhoods, murders, pimps, prostitutes, drugs, and it was survival of the fittest. I had an older brother who was 5 years older than me, so he didn't spend much time around the house. He was in the programs. He was very smart and intelligent. He was the special kid on the block that was always in school. And me and my sister got caught up in the street life. I was bullied a lot as a kid. I used to have pigeons, and one particular time some bully grabbed one of my pigeons and ripped his head off, and that was the first time I ever got into a fight. And I kind of won. I was young, like 9, but I kind of won. And I like fighting ever since because it gave me attention. People would say, hey, you was that guy that beat that big kid up. You was that guy. And that was like, everybody knew me from that incident. And so after that, older kids would bring other kids from different neighborhoods around my neighborhood, and they would pay us to fight each other, and that's how I started fighting. I probably had, in my life I probably had 400 fights. When I was younger, my mother, who wasn't educated on drugs and alcohol, she'd been in college. In order to perhaps get me to go to sleep, I was making a lot of noise, she would give me alcohol, thinking I would go to sleep, at that time. I started getting into a lot of trouble. By the time I was 12, I was arrested probably 40 times. Everybody in the juvenile and the police department knew my name. Everybody, I was a regular. And so eventually they sent me away, and I was in this place. They sent me there for 2 years. And so I'm there, and eventually I get shipped away to another reformatory upstate New York, and I meet this gentleman named Bobby Stu, who's a former professional fighter. Not a big-time fighter, but just a former professional fighter. 4 10-round fights, never big time. And every weekend he would box with the kids. And then one particular day he boxed me and he beat the shit out of me, but I took the beating. He hit me in the stomach, I fell down, I got back up, but he kept beating the shit out of me. But I took it, and he thought that was a badge of courage. And so he started boxing me, started teaching me how to box. And then eventually I was, 13 then, I became too good. So he had said, I have to take you somewhere else for someone that could take you to the next level. And so I went and I met Customado. That was just time. It was just time for me to heal. I was bitter, and I took it out on other people. I took it out on myself, and I didn't know how to deal with any adversity at that degree, at that particular time in my life. Because I'm one of those guys. I never experienced love. My love was hurting people. The more people I hurt, the more love I received. It just was a time in my life I grew up and I lived that life, and I received love, and I saw what love done once I became involved with my wife and we started having kids. And even though I had children before, I'd never been in a relationship when I was totally dedicated to. Just like I wasn't fighting to be the best fighter I could, I wanted to be the best father and the best husband I could totally become. Yes. Yeah, that's my life basically now, my kids and my wife and my organization and my partners.
Yes.
My friend Rob Hickman's right there. Rob is shy, but he has to understand, he put life in people's lives and give people hopes, and that's what people need. People need to believe there's hope for a better life out there. But I'm the highest paid athlete in the world. I'm the baddest man so-called on the planet. But that's the low self-esteem that I guess that I received. So I guess that's what cuts worked on my ego. My ego is out of this world. I thought people should carry me. I shouldn't walk. It was just, but that's all I had to succeed. I come from that kind of world where everything was dog eat dog. If you had money, if you had jewelry, and if you couldn't defend your stuff or protect it, you were getting took and you were going to get killed. And all my life I've seen murders and robberies, and I became a part of that. I took the choice to become a part of it because when you think about it, I have a brother who's like one of the top trauma surgeons in the country. I had a sister that was a teacher before she passed. And so I come from a very educated background. I never passed the 9th grade because I was just so entrenched into the street world. I was just very allured to that. That was really what I wanted to be because you saw instant gratification as far as respect was concerned in the street world. I didn't have much patience, and that's what I wanted. Well, that's the whole thing. Boxing is like acting. You always project what you don't feel on someone else.
But I found out that as I got older, I found out they're more scared of me than I am of them. I don't care what people think about me. No way. If I did that, I wouldn't be, I guess, successful. I thrive off that. It's hard for me to even excel if somebody doesn't dislike me or hate me. I need it to excel. Never being discouraged more than anything, more than honesty, because I still lie sometimes if I want something. It's just never getting discouraged, never giving up. Even if I'm lying, I know one day I'm gonna die, and whatever I said don't mean shit. Impossible is nothing to somebody who tries. You have to continue to practice. The more you practice it, they say if you practice it for a year, you'll be better if you only practice it for a month. So the more you do it, the better you become. And it's not about money, because the money's gonna be in charity and people and it's just about doing something good. And that, from that perspective, that could be, I used to like feeling like I'm doing something good for somebody more than myself. I won't have in my mind, oh, I'm getting paid. I just don't want to never have that in my mind again. Yeah, I just never want to have, oh, I'm getting something for what I'm doing.